got a jury summons last week when I was home. Some very strange enthusiasm, but I like the attitude. I really do, and I'm trying to get a good attitude about it because this will be my 6th time on jury duty. 6 goddamn times on jury duty. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they keep picking me in LA. Apparently I suffer from resting justice face or some shit. But they keep coming, and I try to get a good attitude like you. I try to be like, all right, theater tickets, you know? I mean, granted, it's community theater, but... Where else do you get a chance to have your fellow citizens put on a little play for you? And if you don't like the play, you send someone to jail. It's not that bad, really. And it can be entertaining. Like, I got on a traffic case once, and I was all pissed off, because it's like a traffic case. I have to spend my day for 2 people's traffic accident. And then I found out that the plaintiff was this Iranian guy who decided to represent himself. And I'm like, now it's a Peter Sellers movie I'm in. This is... And it was fantastic, because it was like he had never even seen a movie with a court case in it before. He was calling the judge boss. He actually put himself on the stand and was asking himself questions, you know. What were you doing that night? Well, I was driving the speed limit and being very safe. Oh, really? And he put the woman that he had the accident with on the stand. He's like, so where were you going? She's like, well, my phone was broken. I had to go to this phone store to get it fixed. And he says, oh, okay. So, were you on the phone? And she says, no, my phone was broken. She says, oh, okay. Perhaps you were reading a magazine. I had one case that was all in Spanish, like a little telenovela. It was fantastic. I mean, they translated for us, but all the participants only spoke Spanish. It was kind of a tennis match, you know, like, sí, yes. But what happened was a guy walks into a bar. I guess that's why they picked me for the jury. I guess makes sense now. But he's super drunk when he walked into the bar, and he was causing a big scene, and the bouncer has to kick him out. And as he's kicking him out, the guy's like threatening him. You don't know who I am. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Okay, out the door he goes. Everything's fine for about 5 minutes. Then the guy returns to the bar, this time with a machete. He comes in with a machete, starts waving it around, and they get it away from him. He didn't hurt anybody, but thankfully in Los Angeles, this is still a crime. So the best his public defender could come up with as a defense was, my client was so drunk, you couldn't possibly take his threat seriously. And as a juror, I'm hearing this going, no, drunk guy with a machete is like 15 times scarier than sober guy with a machete. Sober guy with a machete might just be on his way home from his banana cutting job and needs a drink. It's hard work. So we go into the jury room, and they select me to be the foreman of the jury. And at first, I'm very flattered. I'm like, oh, obviously they see my leadership qualities. And I realize, no, they've selected me to tell the guy who threatens people with machetes that he's going to jail. Thank you. Thank you for that gig. Went back out, you know, trying to like manually blur my face. You know, yes, Your Honor, we do have a verdict. This last time, once again, I was the foreman. And because once people know that you've been on a jury before, they treat you like Red from the Shawshank Redemption all of a sudden. So this time I got on a murder case, finally. Finally. And it felt like that. I say finally for a reason, because it really felt like that. It felt like, yes, I'm finally in the show. And then it was a homeless guy that killed another homeless guy. It wasn't much of a show, really. It was, no, because it wasn't even really a good mystery. Because he killed the guy on security camera in a Burger King parking lot. Yeah, so our job as a jury was basically to watch this snuff film, this like Clockwork Orange without cinematography, over and over and over again. I mean, there were a couple of witnesses, but it was late at night in an LA Burger King. It wasn't a festival of credibility, really, you know. You had the guy giving just way too many details, you know, like, yeah, you got the number 4 meal, the bacon double cheeseburger deluxe, and it's a good choice. He seemed very happy with it. And a really good value. It's like getting a free drink. And seemed to be enjoying it, really not a care in the world. And he ate his meal, got up, seemed very satisfied. And he just kept going on and on and on like this until they got to the actual fight murder part, and then he was a little blurry. But you know how they always say, can you point out the man in the trial, and then you show the defendant. So they did that. So can you point out the man you saw at the Burger King that night? And he starts looking around the room. Looking everywhere. And the lawyer says, this isn't a trick question. But he keeps looking around because he wants to get this right. And eventually he points to the guy next to me in the jury box. Guy in the green? No further questions, Your Honor. Oh, Jesus. So we went into the jury room. We basically just had to, the murder. It was clear there was a murder. We just had to decide what flavor it was, really. We went with the second degree. Nice, tasteful, unprecocious second degree. And I delivered the verdict, and the guy started crying. All right, manslaughter. All right, come here, you guys.